The story happened in 1860 on the outskirts of London, England. James Gregor is a young meteorologist. He is obsessed with using balloons to study weather forecast, but there is no research and development funds. He must attract investment and find a rich businessman to support his research, especially witness the hot air balloon after successful liftoff. This is even more urgent, therefore. James gave a passionate speech at the Royal Society, said he wanted to study weather change as a scientific research. That's our weather forecast now. But at that time, it was ridiculed by a group of white-bearded scientists. They think it's funny to predict the weather, as it is to predict the activity of frogs in cans. It's a natural failure to attract investment. But James digged it up. He thought Newton was not understood, but in the end, it changed people's perception of the Earth and stars. That day, James was chased to a dance by a friend, when Leo G accidentally met Amelia, a famous flight explorer. 2 years ago, my husband and I went on a balloon adventure, and we had an accident. Husband death. He also lived in the pain of losing his family. This dance was also forced by my sister. James helped Amelia out of dancing with her date. Got a chance to talk to him about his ideals. Amelia is also a finally adventurous sex lover. The new title James gave himself. Performance scientists are also interested, so they decided to take off, even though they don't have balloons right now. But the title of Amelia's best fly is not the same. His presence soon gave James a strong injection of $10,000. 2 years later, the largest balloon ever made on the Earth. The square is filled with people, waiting to witness the miracle. The highest flight record so far is 23,000 feet by the French. Breaking this record will get the world's attention. More importantly, you can explore the mysteries of the atmosphere. Bearded investors are worried about their investment failure, just to get a little comfort from James. But I didn't expect James to pour cold water on him. Can we succeed? It depends on the weather. As a meteorologist, I only watch the weather. Soon, adventurer Amelia is on the scene. His acrobatic movements ignited the enthusiasm of the audience to the top. Engineering man James accused him of being late, but Amelia replied, "We are creatures in the sky. Don't worry about the fact that you've always introduced your dog to the audience on land." Amelia began a passionate speech, said he would be with his dog. And, of course, this lovely scientist is riding in this mammoth balloon to change the world. They will break the French record. To rise higher. Maybe I'll catch it on the moon. Come back and check the soil after the air release valve is okay. As the sand in the sandbag is dumped, Mammoth's hot air balloon lifted off slowly, but I just got off in less than half a minute. Amelia, the active girl, gave everyone a surprise. He threw the dog into the air, but I didn't expect the dog to land with a parachute. When I saw James' face, I forced him to be a straight man. I don't think it's romantic. I even regret robbing this lunatic flyer. 3 minutes later, the balloon flew over 1,000 feet. A panoramic view of London. James was a little excited when he went to heaven for the first time, but I didn't forget to record the flight data in real time. 9 minutes. They flew to 5,400 feet. The temperature dropped to 17. Amelia takes off her thin skirt. Put on warm leather. James has a prepared personality. Transfer the recorded data back up to colleagues. If they have an accident, these data can also make a lot of contributions. Soon, the hot air balloon went into the dark clouds. The storm came without warning. The balloon is wobbling. Amelia was blown out, almost killed, on the spot, until the balloon broke through, based on the cloud flying to stratosphere to stabilize. After the balloon is reinforced, James saw what he could only see in a book. It is also determined that the atmosphere is a stratified balloon, up to 17,000 feet. They met a group of people at this height, the golden butterfly flying in the air. I didn't expect that a butterfly, with a lifespan of only a few days, could fly so high. After fun, straight man James mentions Amelia's husband again. "Think of my husband dying to save himself." Amelia couldn't help crying. "You know what's wrong with James? This time, he's smart." Amelia's hand made a soothing remark. And when the temperature of 20 to 40 feet is below zero, James starts to breathe when they talk. In the presence of two people, they finally broke the French record, reached a new height that no one has ever reached. They shake hands. "Congratulations. By the way, businesses have been blowing each other off." After releasing a carrier pigeon again, James decided to keep going up. After all, every rise now is an exploration of the unknown. But in order to lose weight, he didn't even have a sheepskin coat, with the temperature below zero before he left. It's not for fun. Did he wait to warm up with his sister? Let's forget about this straight man. He didn't have that moment. In the end, it was the stars that convinced Amelia. After all, Amelia's not a consultant. "Even before, I had to go to the moon to grab some Earth." He also wanted to see what the higher view was. That's it. The two rose high and high against the cold, 26,500 feet, the temperature is minus 20 degrees Celsius, because water vapor is scarce above the clouds, so the surface of the balloon is just a layer of white ice. James trembles and records the data, then take out the last carrier pigeon. I love my character here for a second. Her little body was under the pressure she shouldn't have, and then James started to lose weight again, trying to get to the next level. This time Amelia said nothing, and refused to fly. Fly up again, it's going to freeze into popsicles. In politics, James has a nosebleed, external atmospheric pressure drops, the blood vessels in the body are already restless, plus Amelia told him the story of her husband. James finally agreed to open the air release valve, and start lowering. Comatul's air release valve is now firmly frozen. The only way to get down is to climb to the top of the balloon, and open it manually. Therefore, Amelia tied a rope around her waist. Climb like a balloon with bare hands. Here, the balloon reached 36000 feet. It seems that the round outline of the Earth can be seen vaguely. James is frozen to the core. The tenacious Amelia used her last strength, finally let the balloon begin to descend slowly, and he fell to the top of the balloon, because of lack of oxygen and low temperature. I don't know how long. Amelia slipped off the balloon. Fortunately, I tied a rope around my waist. James is in a coma. I can't help you. He's on his own, back in the chlorophytum. Amelia, give me a call. James didn't respond, until he said, James, your strange double-barreled device. Bubbling. James suddenly said, that's a hygrometer. Sure enough, the treatment guide is so simple for scientists. Amelia's hand was badly frostbitten while picking up the balloon. James gave him a quick fix. They started to test snowflakes again. At last the balloon slowly descended to 23,000 feet. The two also recovered a lot, but all of a sudden, they found that learning was spiraling up, not under the snow. It's their balloons falling fast. Because of gas leakage, the balloon will take him soon. Two people respond quickly. Open the air release valve completely. James ripped the data off, and put it in his pocket, then throw everything else away, and lose weight. Even the coat was off, but the balloon is still falling fast. The two climb on the rings again, cut the chlorophytum and the falling speed. That's a little more relaxed, but it's still too fast. If it goes on like this, it will fall to death. Amelia remembered that the flight with her husband was also because she was overweight. Last, the husband jumped out of the balloon to save himself, so he decided to jump like his husband, leave the chance of survival to James. But James was eager to say, just cut a few strings in the middle of the balloon. The air will draw the surrounding internet bar to the top, forming a giant parachute. Amelia's new words. Still so. As expected, things are as James expected. The balloon became a big parachute, although both of them are on the ground with their faces first. But the good thing is that life is safe. This exploration was a success. They help each other, smile and go back to the city step by step. The second festival, James speaks again at the Royal Society. He fulfilled his promise, turning climate change into a study. It also proves that the atmosphere is stratified, and the weather can predict, that he became the first meteorologist in history. Soon after, and Amelia set out with him again, explore a wider horizon, in a hot air balloon. It's over here. The Legend of the Sky, also known as Balloon Fly, opens at the Toronto Film Festival in September 2019. The film is based on the real events of the 19th century, but for entertainment, we changed the story prototype. The truth is that two male scientists, in their 50s, are flying in hot air balloons to explore 11,000 kilometers above the clouds, and finally invented the weather forecast. This amazing thing has to say that the scientists of that era were so great. No protection, only with a cavity of hot blood, into a hot air balloon, to rise to the height of the next cargo flight. In the end, even the chlorophytum was thrown away. The balloon then parachutes back to the ground. Ad locum. Angkor would like to pay tribute to all the great scientists who have ventured into research. Back to the movie itself. As an adventure movie, the scene once made the palms sweat, especially when the woman climbs the balloon. I believe that the little friend, who saw the original film, pinched a sweat for him, but actually, the real thing is that the air release valve can't be opened. But the reason is that they don't have any high-altitude experience. I don't know how thin the air is, the temperature is so low, anoxia of continuous freezing zone. For the old man in his 50s, where can I stand it? Finally, it's a relief valve opened by breaking the rope with teeth. In addition, the sky view is also magnificent. The golden butterfly is even more beautiful. 2 for dreams, people who don't care about life and the magnificent scenery, expectations of the unknown. So let the audience enjoy watching the whole movie. Okay, that's all for today's commentary. Welcome to subscribe to my channel. See you next time.